We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
U.S. Special Counsel Jack Smith, the lead prosecutor in the case against Donald Trump alleging he mishandled classified U.S. documents, said on Friday that the former president had been indicted for violations of national security laws, which he said put the country at risk.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. This indictment was voted by a grand jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida. Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced. Violations of those laws put our country at risk.
His brief 2.5-minute press conference followed the unsealing of 37 criminal counts on Friday, related to Trump's retention of some of the country's most sensitive security secrets after he left the White House in 2021. According to the indictment, some classified documents were found in a bathroom, on a ballroom stage, and in a storage room at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. The federal indictment also said that some documents included information about the secretive U.S. nuclear program and potential domestic vulnerabilities in the event of an attack. Trump also allegedly discussed with lawyers the possibility of lying to government officials seeking to recover the documents. According to the 49-page indictment, Trump said to one of his attorneys, quote, "Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here?" Trump has proclaimed his innocence in the case and took to his Truth Social platform after the charges were unsealed to attack Special Counsel Smith, saying, quote, "He is a Trump hater, a deranged psycho that shouldn't be involved in any case having to do with justice." At an event in North Carolina on Friday, President Joe Biden distanced himself from the federal indictment of his political rival.
President Biden, have you spoken to Attorney General Merrick Garland yet?
I have not spoken to him at all. I'm not going to speak to him. I have no comment on what happened.
Trump is due to make his first court appearance in the case in a Miami court on Tuesday. A former aide, Walt Natta, faces charges in the case as well. Earlier on Friday, two of the former president's lawyers, John Rowley on the left here and Jim Trusty on the right, quit the case for reasons that were not immediately clear.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony.
And there they go. It looks like
The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1. The Kohinoor and the Colonial Loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.